sticking around. And we're going to start here, are we?
We are, yeah, exactly.
I got myself lost yesterday, and you had to put me in my place. But I know where I am now, and we're going to go to this story about Elon Musk's latest beef with the UK government.
Yes, so Elon Musk has branded the government fascist. For considering to, raised eyebrows indeed, for considering to ban X over the continuing, it's an issue with the AI tool Grok, which has been used by X users to basically distribute sex abuse material of children and women across the platform for some time. And there is a feeling from the UK government that the platform was just simply not taking enough action to prevent this from being done. Obviously, the tools we have at our disposal through the Online Safety Act is to fine a company if it's not adhering to its duty of care responsibilities. And then, of course, if the company continues to disregard that, then we do have the option of blocking access to the platform in this country. So it's something that the Technology Secretary Liz Kendall's talking about. It's something that the Prime Minister has been talking about too. But obviously, Elon Musk is deeply unhappy with that suggestion. So it looks like this could continue to be a row between the government and Musk. But, I mean, ultimately, I think, you know, if the platform continues to allow this to happen, then I think the government has no choice.
I mean, they already made a change to this offer from Grok, didn't they? That it's only for subscribers who are allowed to use this material, which the government, of course, said was a completely ridiculous decision to have made. And the other thing that's extraordinary about this, we were talking about this yesterday, is that this is a new feature for Grok, for them to allow these pictures to be manipulated, and Musk is clearly not happy with that.
And we should say that Elon Musk would say the reason that it's just for his premium subscribers is then they've got the details on them, so if they were to use this tool, they could chase them down and stop them. That's his argument.
It is his argument, and I did hear that. And you sort of think, but you're allowing people essentially behind a paywall to be able to get away with something which is, I would say, pretty much against the legislation that we have in this country at the moment. But it's also important to remember that Elon Musk and the Labour government do not have a great relationship. This has been brewing on for some time. He has been critical of the
and how
Labour
damaging is
administration.
that? I mean, because this is restarting it again, isn't it? He's had his attention elsewhere, but it's put the focus back on the UK. I mean, how troubled is that? Is that troubling for the government?
I think they need to be a little bit more aware than they are. I think that they're almost dismissing it as this is just some tech bro and it doesn't really matter and we'll just end up banning it, which is unfortunately what a lot of governments fall into that sort of trap. But it isn't the only AI platform, and it isn't the only AI platform that behaves badly. So I think the UK needs to not get involved with this personal argument with Elon Musk, but look at what is happening on other platforms too. TikTok are equally as bad, and I've seen from my son, who is scrolling through it endlessly, some of the stuff on there is pretty horrendous, and I think that I'm pretty good at banning these things.
So you go on, I can see bristling.
I would disagree quite strongly. I mean, I think there are problems with social media platforms, of course, across the scale, but the way X is designed, the anonymity, the algorithm, the way Elon Musk has created and changed this platform, I think it's deliberately designed to push misinformation, racism, misogyny, and
all things that Elon Musk would deny.
Of course he would, but you know, you can scroll on the site and see it plain as day. And I think this is absolutely an argument this government should be picking with Elon Musk. I think he has been damaging to this. I think X has been damaging to this country for quite some time. And I think, unfortunately, what we're seeing now, unless we stand up very, very strongly to this and say this is unacceptable and we can use the Online Safety Act, it's going to be very difficult to push back in future.
The other option that people often talk about with Twitter and with X is not using it. I mean, are you guys still on it? Are you still active users?
Absolutely
not. You got off.
I'm still on there. It's one of those things.
When did you leave? Sorry.
I left quite a while ago. No, I think I stayed on for a few more months. But I mean, the abuse,
the algorithm changed a lot.
The misinformation, the misogyny, the racism, it was intolerable. I think I really do think that it is absolutely right to pick a fight with Elon Musk. I mean, he's not popular with the British public, and I think we would be far better off without X in this country anyway.
Yeah, see, I'm not against. I'm really against banning of these platforms because I think that actually then makes people go seek it out even further, and you see people using virtual private networks to get around these kind of bans in other countries.
And you'll hear Musk repeating that any excuse for censorship which is his line, isn't it?
The debate.
It feels like that debate is going to go on, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's move on though to the Sun. In fact, it's actually on the same page, isn't it? I'm turning over, but it's the same page about Andy Burnham and his ambitions.
Yes, somebody, well, Andy Burnham, shock horror, is on manoeuvres, apparently. But this in particular is a sort of nice gossipy piece about deals being done in the House of Commons tea room. So this suggestion that Labour MP...
Jim McMahon
has been plotting to kind of help bring Andy Burnham in time for May in this kind of plot to oust Keir Starmer as Prime Minister after the locals. And, of course, the problem with this Burnham for Labour leader thing is he doesn't actually have a seat in the House of Commons. So you would need an MP to stand down. And the idea is that Andrew Gwynn, who is a MP, may potentially stand down and give his seat or, you know, offer that seat to Andy Burnham so that Andy Burnham can come and actually have a path to power. We've heard lots of speculation about Andy Burnham for a long, long time. Whether or not he could actually get the backing of MPs, whether we're actually going to see any kind of leadership coup against Starmer is a different question. But his name does keep circulating, and there are lots of MPs who would like to see him as leader. Yeah,
and of course that seat is in Greater Manchester, so it's not like he's going to have to do like a rat run to get the seat. And he would potentially be able to stand in a by-election around about May, when we're thinking the party will have lost quite heavily in the local elections.
Yeah, I mean, again, these things, we love a gossip and we love all this kind of speculation. But it still relies upon the Labour machine putting him in as a candidate there. And I think a lot of constituencies were getting really fed up with people being parachuted in that they'd had no say over and they were supposed to just accept. I think that Andy Burnham is a good one to keep dangling over Keir Starmer because I think it does rile him and I think it worries him, the popularity that he does have amongst some of the party. But as Zoe said, it's not a universal appeal for him and it doesn't mean that he would be on any ballot to become Prime Minister, and the Labour Party makes it incredibly complicated to get rid of their leaders in the first place. So we like the Burnham stories. I think it keeps everyone on their toes, but I'm not sure it's close to happening.
Just a final part of the report as well. Mr Burnham didn't comment, of course. Mr Gwynn said, I won't be announcing any such thing. He's not stepping down. And Mr McMahon didn't respond to requests for comments.
We'll see where that one goes. But I'm sure there'll be plenty more articles about Andy Burnham before May. Let's move on to a story about fat jabs. And I love this, in inverted commas, fat jab Christmas. But it is having an impact, isn't it? The fact that people are buying less food, it's going to impact on retailers. Yeah,
and I think there was the inevitability of the increase of use of the fat jabs. But also in this report, so you had a fall of 0.2% in December on people buying things in supermarkets, buying food for Christmas. I don't think that is much of a fall, but on the other hand, the increase was in non-alcoholic drinks. Now, that is up 14%. So people are not drinking as much alcohol. They're drinking low or zero alcohol instead of normal booze. But the food aspect, I do wonder if inflation has had an awful lot to do with it. A lot of my friends actually went away over Christmas. That seems to be a much bigger trend. So I wonder if it's part and parcel, but I do think that the sort of Ozempic Mounjaro effect is pretty enormous, and I know a lot of people on there.
We had Greggs, didn't we? We've had Greggs this week, just a couple of days ago, saying there's no doubt that hugely popular appetite-suppressing drugs, is how they put it, have led to people looking for smaller portions, and that's affected the company's bottom line. That's what they're saying.
Anything to say? So, I don't know why they're called fat jabs now. They're called weight loss.
Fat jab is a kind of horrible phrase,
really, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, this particular article says that supermarket sales did rise, so 3.8%, record 13.8 billion. But they think this was fuelled by food price inflation. Actually, the volume of physical items bought declined, so that does track with actually they're seeing people buy less and less food. Look, I think it's great if we can empower people to take care of their health. I think it's great that people are making decisions to feel healthier and better about themselves. But as you know, I love food. I love going out for food. I love going to the pub, and you just feel all of these things are in decline. And of course, all these. It all has a knock-on effect. So when you see, you know, retailers talking about people just buying less food, you hear hospitality talking about people going to the pub less.
And they're having to just redesign their menus for people with smaller appetites.
And it just, you know, it's a lovely way of getting together and hanging out with your loved ones. And, you know, of course we should try and be healthier, but you do hope that we still keep you know, the wonders of food.
Well, Kamali and I spent a lot of the morning talking about Brussels sprouts.
We did.
You and me.
And also, it does work for me.
Recipes.
Notorious in my family for staring at people's plates when they've finished. I often get the bits left over now that people want to have.
Me too.
That's true. Always there to mind
always there to mop it. Don't you
mind
worry, I'll finish it for you.
We're going to talk Golden Globes now. Let's get a bit of glamour in. There's lots of miserable news around. Let's look at the stars arriving on the catwalk, not the catwalk, you know, the red carpet. That's it. Later on today, this is the Golden Globes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always good when there's Brits in the mix.
Yeah.
And this time, I think, you know, we've seen some really, really great people coming through. You've got Jessie Buckley, who's up for Best Female Actor for Hamlet, which I think Zoe is the expert on. How she's seen it, and I haven't. But also, you've got the likes of Gary Oldman, who is in the Best Actor in a Drama series for Slow Horses, which I have to say, myself and the husband adore. Absolutely adore.
Yeah.
He is brilliant.
Slow Horses, yeah.
Slow Horses was one of the best. And of course, Stephen Graham with Adolescence. Yeah. So I think that Brits have a really good tradition of doing pretty well at the Golden Globes. We put through some very good, strong candidates, and just the series that we can produce in this country, we need to be proud of. And I really want more people to be shouting about it. And I think I can't wait to see what people turn up in. Some of the outfits, I think you'd sort of give them a second glance and just go, no, thank you. But it's nice in this time of unrest and war and unease to actually go and celebrate something good.
Yeah, and it's sort of celebrating escapism in a way, isn't it?
Yeah,
some of the subjects dealt with are obviously pretty tough, but it's good to kind of get out of your own situation.
Sky will be live with it overnight from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m, so you can see the outfits on Sky. Glad to see Ashley Waters, Asher D, getting a Best Supporting Actor nom for Adolescence as well. Look forward to seeing if he can win in that category.
He was good, wasn't he?
Very good. All right.
We've got one more story on Succession and Harry I've got written here.
Yes.
Can't find it.
It is.
Oh, you've got it. There we go.
Yeah.
So someone's got it.
It's an interview with Jesse Armstrong, who, of course, wrote Succession. I think he was on Radio 4's Desert Island Discs. He was just talking about how he was inspired to write Succession by people like Prince Harry, but he also talks about the Murdoch sons, so Rupert Murdoch and Robert. He talks about Rupert Murdoch's sons as well, or Robert Maxwell's sons, and just talks about how it's about trying to escape a certain fate. It's a bit kind of King Leary. It's about how whether you can ever escape your name and the legacy of it.
Oh, that's a big question to end on. Really interesting and fantastic stuff.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank you all for being with us as well. Anna and I will be back in a few minutes' time with all
I thought you were off somewhere.
No, I'm staying there after the break. So do stay with us, and we'll bring you headlines to you soon.
What's the best thing about being a Sky News journalist?